Hey everybody, it's Lisa, owner of Peaches Skincare. You can visit us at peachesskincare.com, and as always, I invite you to follow us on YouTube and Instagram to see a little bit more about who we are, our beliefs in skincare, and what we can do for you. Today I'm going to talk about what happens when you start new product. No matter what the product, what happens when you start something that's really good for your skin. In talking with people on Instagram and YouTube and the different chat rooms, I find that people immediately think that they're having a reaction to something. I see people, or they tell me, they've also sent pictures, that they are having issues. They'll say, when I used this retinol, I broke out, or when I used this mask, I broke out. Now, don't get me wrong, people can absolutely have reactions, and we see it all the time, where you have beautiful, clean skin, you've done all of your steps, and then you go put foundation on, and you wonder why you've got red bumps everywhere. Or you put a sunscreen on that's not healthy and good for your skin. And you can look back at my video on sunscreen, you can do some of your own legwork on that, but zinc oxides are what you want to use. And typically, I don't recommend any color in them. I am looking at some with iron oxides, which are natural pigments, to see how they react on my skin, but many do break me out, and so I know they're going to do that with you. So yes, you can cause chemical reactions on your skin. I've seen it with some of the sheet masks that are out there. Clients will come in or they'll call me and tell me they had this huge reaction and send a picture, and you can see it where the whole sheet mask was. It's just very red and irritated. But what happens when you start a product that is healthy for your skin, that is what I love to call face food, or antioxidants. You know, I can use a bunch of big words for you, like niacinamides and ceramides and all kinds of things, but really just good, healthy skincare that's good for your skin and feeding your skin. It actually gets to the deepest layers of skin, epidermis, dermis, stratum corneum, into the fibers of collagen, and it causes changes. So you've heard me say this before as well. There are studies that show that before the age of 21, 22, we've done a lot of our damage to our skin. And these studies are very recent, but I think that many of us as holistic estheticians or the practitioners that we know would agree with that. You've done a lot of that damage through your young years, your teenage years, and then when you become a young adult. And I do think you can re-damage your skin, obviously, when you're an adult as well. But you've done all of that damage. And if you think of the skin in layers, and I thought that I would use pieces of paper here, there's probably 15 pieces of paper here. And let's say that your deepest layers are the layers for when you were young, or where there's a lot of things on it that happened a long time ago. Or I also tell people, and I try to talk in layman's terms or a little simpler, that a pore is like a deep, deep little freeway system, and you just keep clogging it and clogging it and clogging it until it just can't take it anymore, and we call that the volcano effect. So it's where everything just starts to come out all of a sudden. So you have this sudden breakout. Well, if you think about the fact that you've done a lot of your damage before you're about 25 years old, and then you go to start a product. Now you can start that product when you're younger, obviously, these same rules apply. But if that product is really doing something, it's going to get your skin to do what it's supposed to do, which is purge everything out of the body. It's cleaning out the tissues of the skin, getting everything out of your system, which is what keeps your body healthy. So let's say that the first layer of skin, you start to notice a little bit of irritation, or maybe you even are just starting out and you've been told you have eczema or psoriasis or rosacea. Mind you, some of the most overly diagnosed skin diseases in the world, but yes, some people have it. I have noticed that they are more funguses to me. And remember, these are my opinions based on being a master esthetician for 3 decades and seeing thousands of clients' skin. Funguses and bacteria are always on our skin, so it's when we activate it that we have an issue. So let's say that you've got that on your skin, you've activated it by either picking at your face, you maybe are in sports and your helmet is rubbing against your chin, you're wearing too much makeup or foundation or bad sunscreen, and you come in and you want to start a good skincare regime, or you're shopping and you find a skincare regime. Well, once you start to clean, and those layers or those old layers of tissue start to peel away, and we call that the callus layer. So the callus layer is like the heels of your feet or your elbows. That's a thickness on your skin that keeps it from looking supple and healthy and fresh, and everything is really lodged underneath that. Now, a blackhead is inside, or a cyst, and a whitehead is something that kind of pops up or comes up and finally is, again, that volcano effect. It's finally coming forth and the skin is trying so hard to push it out, which is what its job is. Well, you've started your skincare and you notice that you're peeling. Some people will think they're dry, but really they're just peeling. It's old tissue. And that second layer has a lot of irritation or breakout as well. Well, you're cleaning out. So that's why you think you have breakout. We call that purging as opposed to an actual acneic breakout. And then let's say you get down to, say, layer 4 and 5, and your skin looks really good. Your skin is feeling really fresh. You're seeing new tissue coming up. Skin changes every 28 days, so you're really seeing differences. And then you'll notice on 9 and 10, things start to get a little broken out again, maybe in different areas. And that's just because those issues were so deep in your skin, and your skin is finally able to clean it out. And that process goes on and on for a little while. Now, some people start a new product or get a facial or start a new treatment, and they see incredible results right away. But others, it can take time. You'll always hear me use this as an example. It's just like working out. You wouldn't go work out for a week and then stop because it hurt or it just didn't feel good. Your muscles get sore. You work out your muscles. You're getting the blood flowing. You've got to stick with it, and that's the same with skincare. So don't tell yourself that you're having an allergic reaction to something or you're breaking out, because in all likelihood, you're likely just purging. You're cleaning out those pores and those infected hair follicles. Now, what's the difference between purging and a breakout? Purging, in many cases, will be in an area where you've had issues, say on your chin or possibly on your cheek. And it's an area where if you're a woman, you tend to break out there during your menstrual cycle. I don't believe it's hormones, as much as hormones change our body and make us hotter and a little fluffier and making more water. So that would be more of a purging, an area where things have always been trying to come up and they're finally able to clean out. Now, a breakout might be just like one pimple. One pimple maybe on your forehead or in a different area. And you may even have two, but don't let that make you stop your product. Try to push through. Try to allow your product to do its job and create new tissue. Now, we tell our clients it takes about 6 months to a year to see what an amazing job we can do and our products can do. And I would have to agree that you want to make sure that after you're giving this at least, I would say 2 to 3 months. Really push through. Now, if you're having some major irritations or you're having burns or redness, certainly let your practitioner or your esthetician know. You certainly don't want to, when I recommend baking soda, for example, I don't want you sitting there rubbing it, thinking the harder you rub, the more things will go away. These are all things that you do gently to the skin. The more gentle we are to the tissue of our skin, the more beautiful it can be. And skin is so easy to change if you allow the process to happen. Now, if you do all these things, you take care of your skin and you're starting to see changes. Just like with any other thing, if you go out into the sun, or you wear too much makeup, or you wear a bad sunscreen, or you try maybe a mask or something that wasn't good for your skin, you can absolutely cause damage again and re-damage the skin. But the beautiful thing is it's always renewing. Our body's always renewing. So if you have any questions or comments about your skin that I can answer, please don't hesitate to do so below. I encourage you to find someone that excites you about skin, someone that you can trust about skin. I do have issues with you walking into different stores and just picking up a bottle here and a bottle there. You've got to be very careful. You are all not chemists, and that's why we have chemists that help us put something in a bottle and make sure it's balanced and that it's not getting bacteria or fungus and it's not going to burn or irritate our skin. I also recommend that you eat well, that you drink a lot of water, that you remember what you're putting in your body is also coming out on your skin. So I hope this video has helped you a little bit to understand that when you start a product, you need to give it time. A lot of my peaches right now are starting vitamin C. If you're noticing any breakout or any irritation, now I haven't had any. I did with a couple of the samples, but I kept pushing through with them. But know that it might just be cleaning something out of your skin. Also, you all know how I feel about mixing products. I don't recommend mixing, for instance, one of our peaches products with, say, an oil of Olay moisturizer or a different cleanser or a different serum, unless we know exactly what that is, because we do get concerned that you're using something pure like peaches or professional. I've heard people say medical grade. I have an issue with that term a little bit, with something impure. So you want to be careful because you don't want to cause a chemical reaction. So try to stick to one name, try to stick to one brand, and have someone guide you on that. If you have any other questions, like I said, comment below. I would love it, love it, love it if you would subscribe to these videos. And if my Peaches world out there is watching on Instagram, I would be so grateful if you'd switch over to YouTube and just subscribe. It's really going to help us. You know, we haven't been able to open California yet. I know hair salons are allowed to open, but we are skincare, so it's a very different level. We have been able to open in Ohio at half capacity, and I want to thank all of you who came back to us. It's really just been such a blessing, and I didn't think that I would get emotional, because you just don't know if you're ever going to be able to hold on to all of this. So I thank you. I thank you for watching. I hope I'm encouraging you to take care of your skin and to not give up. And I hope that you stay healthy and you stay beautiful naturally.